have to call him the goat.
Yeah, the goat was in on that.
Welcome, everyone, to another show of
Woo!
Live and Friends.
Yay!
And
Hey.
yes, for those of you who are just tuning in and watching this on GeoSpeak, which is the new network that GeoMeek happens to have created, and you're watching this instead of watching Jenna Marbles or watching someone else. Yes, that was. It used to be a bat. It's now a goat. Just so you know, Doc Fran is actually a psychologist in First Life. And if you're watching this, we're all fucking crazy.
I resemble that remark.
Yeah, earlier today, we had someone here from Colorado, where if you go to Colorado, you will be served an amuse-bouche, which is actually a hash brownie. So, like that.
Oh, nice.
In Colorado, the people that are driving, when they look in the rearview mirror, think they're watching a reality TV program. The Bible never told us that there'd be a family of the Kardashians. There was all sorts of the begettes and the begotten. But where were the Kardashians in the Bible? They should have been there, right?
They talk about the 7 plagues, isn't it?
Yes, the 7 plagues. Yes, one of them being Candy Crush. Anyhow, so on with 10 traits. This actually is out there, okay? 10 traits that attractive women look for in a man. All right, guys, this is it for you.
Okay.
This is actually on the web. You can learn what they are. The number 10, all right, this is they work their way down from 10. Number 10 is intelligence. So, guys, just know that there are 9 other things that are not intelligence that are important slightly more, okay? All right?
All right.
Use your intelligence to surprise an attractive woman with an off-the-wall, fun idea, fantasy, and unexpected things like, hey, you want to go play Second Life together?
Yeah.
Right.
All right, number nine is a challenge. Yeah, if you want to stand out from the 1,000 other guys who hit on her all day long, of which she only sleeps with 500 of them, challenge her. If you act indifferent and aloof to beautiful women, if you make them think that you're only calling because you're bored and act almost disinterested sexually, they often will do their very best to get your attention until they're over 25, and then they think you're just a plain fucking idiot. That's all. Number 8, attentiveness. This goes hand in hand with number 9. More than gifts. So remember this, you don't need to buy gifts, all right, guys? Or compliments. You don't need those either. Attractive women want to know that you're thinking about them. Even if you just tell a woman that you don't like when she's out with another guy, she'll love it because it means you were thinking about her. Remember, a beautiful woman doesn't wear that sexy outfit by accident. If her hair is done nicely, it wasn't a fluke. Women are very impressed and attracted to men who notice these details. So don't forget, let them know that you know they're wearing glitch pants. Number 7, generosity. Now, this is your secret weapon. Attractive women can get almost anything they want in life from men, so don't try to impress them with gifts. Remember this? That's the second time. No gifts, okay? Impress them. So forget that diamonds that you were buying and all that. Forget that stuff, okay? Unless you happen to be Don Sterling of the Clippers,
gifts.
and then you got to give them diamonds. Otherwise, they're going to rat you out. Impress them that you spend your time thinking about the welfare of others. Make a donation. So next time you're out with them, take $5,000. Say, I was going to buy you a nice necklace, but instead, let's give this to the bum that's lying on the street here.
Yeah,
See how that works. Okay, number 6, sexual mastery. What do I need to say? Women love sex just as much as men do. Of course, that's why there's 7 billion of us on the planet, okay? Let's be accurate about that. Yeah. But being a great lover is not easy, okay? Women become instantly addicted to skillful lovers who know how to make them feel ecstasy and teach them new ways of feeling incredible. So, read some books, watch some educational movies like porn.
Educational movie. Okay.
Number 5, romance. Most guys think it's obvious, but here's the real fact. Romance is powerful for creating attraction in a way that goes beyond the whole Prince on a White Horse routine. It's even better than a unicorn. Learn how to come across as the kind of man who knows how to connect with a woman emotionally, and you'll be golden. Instead of just looking at her boobs, look within her to find her beautiful parts that you can't see. All right, now, number 4. Dominance. Okay, big fella, listen up. It's a scientific fact that attractive women have an unconscious attraction to dominant men. In fact, the dominant males in some primate groups account for up to 75% of all mating with desirable females. So, if you're really looking for a female monkey, dominance will be a good thing to have, because otherwise you're not going to get anything going. People
Having
write
the
this
biggest
stuff,
banana helps too.
Right, the biggest banana. and making sure you open it from the right end.
Watch me peel this, honey.
Class. If you show just a touch of class and culture, in other words, not so much that's boring, attractive women will pick up on it fast. So exactly what is a touch of class? Well, maybe you know something about a different type of wine or foreign movies like Belle de Jour. Do you understand something about fashion? Do you like Frank Sinatra? That'll really get you somebody who's over 80.
Indeed.
All right, number 2, a sense of humor. It's true, humor is an aphrodisiac to attractive women. Yeah, right. That's why Adam Sandler's all alone again, right? Okay.
Yeah.
If you can...
I value humor above all.
It says, now, this is a tough one to explain to some guys. Many men take this to mean being overly arrogant, which is not what it means. It suggests you watch Pierce Bronson in the Thomas Crown Affair, Clark Gable in Gone with the Wind, or Tom Cruise in Top Gun to get the idea of what kind of humor the girls like, okay? Finally, number 1, a sense of fun. This is the big one. This is the number 1. Absolutely nothing is bigger turn-off to an attractive woman than a buzzkill. All women, especially the most attractive ones, are looking for men who like to have fun and do adventurous, unusual, even dangerous things. Do you know what I find interesting about it? So then what do unattractive women want? I would think that they want really good stuff, too. What is wrong with this person who wrote this? Right? Come on. It's a joke, all right?
No, they're trying to tell men what to do to get an attractive woman.
Yeah. I tell you, let me do the 10 things,
Be an
okay?
attractive man.
Start with a large checkbook. Continue to add to the checkbook. Add even more to the checkbook. Stand on your wallet so you're extra tall, okay? And then make more money.
Stand on your wallet to make it tall.
Okay, so anyhow, there we are with that. And I think it's time to bring up one of our 3 comedians tonight. By the way, we do not have any music tonight. We are music-free tonight, so you guys can stay in voice the whole time. Right. All the singers of Second Life got laryngitis, so none of them can be here tonight. That's unusual. Yeah, it's very unusual. And so let's bring up Bubble Pop. Come on, Bubble Pop.
Bubble Pop, hell yes.
Bubble Pop.
Yay, Bubble Pop, yes.
Hey, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you all very much. There's been so much happening. But I was really wondering, why is my smart TV smarter than I am?
Well?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I was watching a great movie called Hot Tub Time Machine,
Oh, I love
and then my TV suggested I watch a do-it-yourself video on getting my GED. I think my TV went to college. It's always asking me for more money than I ever make. I like dollar stores because, you know, at a dollar store, you can find many great wonders and treasures. Or you can get junk. You feel ripped off, taken advantage of. It's kind of like going to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, one minute you're at the roulette table next to fountains and go-go dancers with enough money to pay the rent for many months. A few hours later, it's 4 in the morning, you're on a shady street corner with no shirt, one shoe, and an empty drinking container shaped like a dildo, and you're thinking, how did it come to this? And then how am I going to get home? I only got 50 cents. But if I can find another 50 cents, I can go to the dollar store. Yeah. Yeah, but whatever you do in Las Vegas, just don't go into a restaurant and order pizza. That's very dangerous. Does anyone go to church? Huh?
No.
I thought so. Well, you know, like when I go to church, I prefer to go through the drive-through. You know, I ain't got time. You know, forgive me, Father, I have sinned. I wish I could give you all the details. I don't have the time. I'm on my way to the can room for happy hour. 2 for 1 lap dances, you know. Here's a list of things I wrote down, a few photographs. Thank you. See you next week. And then you pull up to the next window for your wafer. Or in my case, you get splashed in the water or you get splashed in the face with holy water. That's what usually happens to me. Oh, North Korean dictator Kim Jong-il. He's in the news again. For the 4th straight year, he has been turned down for a celebrity wife swap. Poor guy. Yeah. You know, I was just thinking he could probably use a new wife. Help make him more happy. Maybe he could swap with Kanye West. Or wait, never mind. I don't know if the world is ready for a Kim Jong-il sex tape. But then again, would you rather see Kim Jong-il send deadly missiles at us or a sex tape in our email?
That's a toss-up.
Yeah. Yeah, Kim Jong-il needs a new wife. He got so desperate recently, he tried to bring in a new wife with a little better personality and who really knows how to wear a sexy dress. Dennis Rodman. Apparently it didn't work. They're just going to remain friends.
Okay.
There's one other thing I was wondering. For agencies that are supposed to be a secret, why are Secret Service agencies always in the news?
Yeah.
You think the head Secret Service guy would call the head news media guy, you know, and go, "Hey, what are you doing? We were a secret. Thanks to you, we're no longer a secret."
Oh, well. Edward Snowden.
Yeah. And I want to thank everyone here again. Once again, I always have a great time sharing with all of you here at Lawrence Place.
Woo!
Oh, wow, that's great.
Woo! Yes.
Yeah, bravo. All right. So, on with the show. Here we go. Since we did the other, let's go with proven traits that men desire in a woman, right? What do men want out of women? You ready for this? This is the 10. Number 10, moderate neuroticism. Women suffer more from anxiety disorder than men do, and studies show that excessively anxious, highly neurotic women report less satisfaction with their relationships than women who score lower on this trait. At the same time, some scientists have hypothesized that moderate levels of neuroticism may actually be attractive, as they imply that a woman will be a good mother, concerned for the welfare of her children, blah, blah, blah. That's only number 10. That's not a really important one, is it? Okay. So moderate neuroticism, that's in. Number 2. Okay, number 9. 9, she wears red, okay? Men want you to wear red clothing, okay? Right. Haven't you found when you wear a red dress? Yeah? Okay. Number 8, you can see that men don't have the same intelligent factor as us girls, right? Because these 10 things, come on, here's number 8, waist to hip ratio. That's a very important thing of what men find in girls. Did you know that? Men find most exciting in the Western world that the number is 0.7, which means the circumference of a woman's waist is 70% the circumference of her hips. Just so you know, Doc Grun, who's an expert on this, carries a tape measure in his pockets at night. Let's measure this. Okay? From an evolutionary perspective, a ratio under 0.6 may signal hips that are not well suited. All right, there you go. Number 7. Oh, God, it gets worse. Large eyes and a balanced mouth. Okay. A balanced mouth means something that a lollipop looks good in, right? No, come on now. This is just Okay, let's go to number 6. This just shows you, girls, what you happen to be going out with, which is really kind of sad, isn't it? Yeah, right. Here, number 6. Number 6. Oops, my server just died. Okay. Number 6. It doesn't want to work for number 6 anymore. All right, maybe number 5. Maybe none of them anymore. It's decided I'm going to oh, here it is. Number, here we go. Number 6. Number 6 is coming up right now. Here we go. We got this working. Number 6. And if you saw the picture that went with this, you would not believe it, okay? Number 6, bodily attractiveness. And what they have is a girl walking away in a skimpy pair of panties. A 2010 study by Jamie Confer, Karen Perlow, and David Buss claimed that what guys are told to look at photos of a woman and think about her as a short-term dating prospect, men indicate that a woman's body is more of a priority to them than her face. The idea here is that when cavemen were pursuing a short-term mating strategy, body cues such as whether a potential sexual partner appeared fertile was and that's it. Okay, that's number 6. Number 5, I know that we're going well. Agreeableness and ability to empathize. Agreeableness. What does that mean?
Agreeableness.
Are we supposed to just agree with you guys? Are you kidding? Look at the
Depends
first
on
6
what.
things we listened to.
Huh?
Why would we fucking agree with you when we already just listened to 5 reasons that we don't even want to talk about? Oh, they put this down. Number 4. I can't believe it. She's ovulating. Is that important to you, Doc Gunn, if she's ovulating? Is that a big one? How about you?
That's why I have so many, Lauren.
A study published in 2009 by Saul Miller and John Marner had men sniff the dirty T-shirts of women at different phases of their menstrual cycle.
my
That's a
God.
great... Wow! That's just... Let's go to number 3. Self-sacrificing. A study published by Vladis Grisvinskius of Arizona State University, who fortunately didn't kill anybody in a gun shooting,
Yeah.
Wow.
demonstrated women in a romantic state of mind are more likely than men to endorse a volunteering or engaging in charitable deeds. The catch, however, is that women indicate a preference for engaging in the self-sacrificing behavior in public places, as opposed to men who like to do it in private places. What the hell is going on in this? Number 2, she appreciates you. This is number 2. Yep. Consequences of blah, blah, blah. We won't go through that. Number 1. We ready for number 1? Number 1, and this is it.
Fun.
Facial attractiveness. Have you figured out how absolutely men are fixated on not much? Okay, all right. There you go. So all you have to do is wear red, and they'll act like a bull as long as you've got a 0.7 to whatever hip to body ratio, right? Yeah, that's great. That's fantastic. By the way, for all you people who are teachers out there, I don't know if you noticed today that California tenure laws were ruled unconstitutional. Yep.
What?
You know what that means?
That's big.
Yeah,
That's big.
that's big. That means
Big
that
is
now
it?
students can kill their teachers and they don't have to worry about them getting paid.
Year and a half to tenure, stupid.
What?
I said a year and a half to tenure is stupid.
So they made
A
it.
year and a half
You have
tenure?
to have it longer
that's like college professors don't get tenure for 7 years,
now. Right.
And
And
so
they
they're
have to
whining.
publish.
and they have to they have to jump through hoops to get it. And they're whining in California because K through 12 folks aren't going to have tenure after a year and a half. Holy come on!
Yeah.
I don't want to
They
hear
should.
it.
I think they should get tenure
after
for
a
just
year and a
showing
half.
up.
No.
You're a teacher and you show up in a classroom with these freaking people that are now being taught. That's it. And somebody explained to me the whole concept of student loans, which are $1.7 trillion, and the kids are paying 7% interest rates, and the banks are paying nothing. How does that work, okay? I don't understand that. I mean, why don't we in an educational system do something intelligent? If we say education is important to the future, why don't we make it, instead of a debt instrument, an equity instrument? You go to college, we pay for your college. The next 20 years when you file your taxes, depending on what you make, the percentage of that will be paid. You make $5,000, you might not pay much. If you make $50 million, you're going to pay a lot, okay? Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
good idea.
Yes.
That system already exists in some
Or, as
places.
one other person said to me, how about this? How about making Grade 13 now mandatory. That would cut down on the expense dramatically.
Okay.
They already have that system in Russia. It's called communism. It's like this. What you make, give it to me. Okay, that's it.
Yep.
Or let the students be corporations and declare bankruptcy when they can't pay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anyhow, so that's the stuff going on, exactly. So, yeah. Anybody clear out their inventory of note cards? I found note cards. People have gotten married, divorced, and remarried again, and I still have their freaking note cards from all three occasions.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I'll tell you, the stuff in here is unbelievable. Yeah. And I was just looking through, Help. This is great. Help. So there's Second Life News. How many ever clicked on Second Life News? Did you do that? So I clicked on Second Life News, or maybe the blog, one of the two, and it came up, the recent unpleasantness. Did you know that? Did anybody pay attention to that?
The recent unpleasantness.
Wasn't
This is what
news
it
to
says
me.
here. This is out at Second Life. When I came to Linden Lab over 5 years ago, Second Life had gone through a period of coveted hockey stick growth, and we had just not kept up with the technical demands such growth creates. One or more major outages a week were common. In my first few months of the lab, we removed more than 100 major single points of failure in our service by not even caring anymore. No, but by several major ones still removed. The granddaddy of them all being the core MS SQL database server. By late winter 2009, we were suffering from a core database outage a few times a week. With a lot of hard work, countless long nights, we stabilized the service and started making major... This goes on and on. You can read the whole thing. This is by Landon Linden. Do you know who Landon Linden is?
No.
Nobody does. Okay, well, there's the guy, okay? You can read all of that. That's if you press that button, which none of you have ever pressed, right? All right.
Okay.
Nowadays, if you report an abuse, a Linden will visit the abuser and strike him dead. It's a lot easier than trying to get him to lie.
There we go. Sounds like World of
It's
Warcraft.
almost a 1-to-1 ratio. That's why.
Community forums. Anybody ever go to community forums? There's a whole thing right there. Yeah, there's a rear opening, parcels for rent for real estate. Yeah, rear opening. Right. Second Life. Land is rear. Yeah, right. Okay, come on, give me a break. Right. I mean, come on. We're running out. It's like Manhattan. By the way, Doctor, did you realize another 22 million people are going to be moving to Manhattan in the next 3 years? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're all going to be there. Everybody. They're all going to ride bicycles, and we're going to look just like the Chinese did 20 years ago.
Yeah.
They're driving around
like
in cars
Blade
on
Runner.
brand new roads. Isn't that great? What a reverse that's been. Yeah, fantastic. All right. Next up, to our stage, who has not been here for a little bit of time, our wonderful, the man of the hour, Dr. Grun.
Hey.
Come on up.
Yay.
Whoa, Dr. Grun.
Round of doc.
Hello. Thank you. It's good to be back. I'm actually a little nervous, but it took me a while to find some material to steal for tonight, so I hope you'll enjoy it. As most of you know, right now I'm moving back home. I've got 3 more weeks here in the.
With your parents? You're moving back to your parents?
Yeah, right. I got 3 more weeks here in the crib, and then I go back to being a real person. I have to start wearing pants around the house, shit like that.
Oh,
But
gosh.
my lease is up. You think I'm kidding? My lease is up the end of the month, so of course shit starts to break around here, right? I go home on Friday nights, and I don't come back until Monday night, and I bring all my clothes in for the week and food and everything. I come in last night to find my kitchen sink filled with very tepid smelling water, and it wasn't like that when I left. Okay, so I tried running the garbage disposal to take it down, which, by the way, I'm from the country. Okay, I lived here 6 months before I knew I had a fucking garbage disposal. Okay, my wife came over here to clean one day, and I'm saying, well, the sink's running real slow, and she hits the switch on the wall. I'm like, what the fuck is that? what's your garbage disposal? I said, what? I have a garbage disposal? God damn it.
Men.
Which reminds me, to get off on a side tangent, there was this Polish guy who went to the hardware store. He says, I'm gonna need to cut some wood. So the salesman sold him a chainsaw, right? And he takes it and he goes and he comes back in a couple of days and the salesman says, how'd you like it? It's a no good. I cut and I cut and I cut and I cut. It's a no good. So the salesman says, well, let's take a look. He takes a chainsaw and he pulls it. The Polish guy goes, what's that noise? Okay, anyhow, I was talking about I come home and I find all this water, so I rush out last night and I buy 2 or 3 bottles of liquid plumber, and I pour it down this drain, and it laughs at me, and it spits the water back up. Now I've got Drano all over the walls. Okay, so I figured, okay, I'll sit here with the only thing I had, which was a toilet plunger, and try and plunge it back down. It was kind of cool because we're playing seesaw. I push it down, it would spit it back up. I push it down, it would spit it back up. It was a lot of fun. So I figured I'll let it sit for a day, and I'll come home, and I'll buy 2 or 3 more bottles of Drano, and I'll just annihilate it, right? Well, I come home, and the sink is it's clean. It's clean, you know. There's no water. There's nothing. There is, however, a man-sized fucking hole cut into the wall next to it that has now been taped over and has drywall on it. There's a note attached to it that says, next door neighbor called this in. Their drains were plugged. We needed to snake it. And I'm thinking, I mean, this is a door. I'm thinking, well, fuck, I could have done that. You know what? But all the light bulbs in the house are starting to burn out. Every night I'm out buying another fucking light bulb, and I'll be happy to get home, okay? But one of the things I'll be happy to do when I get home is start taking my wife back out to the movies, because it's been such a long time. I'm only home on the weekends. You run around, you do so much stuff, you don't have a chance to do anything. So we're going to start catching up on movies. And one of the ones that I'm really looking forward to seeing when it comes out is the new Star Wars movie, okay?
Oh,
because,
yeah.
Oh, J.J. Abrams.
It's got all of the original people in it, okay? And they're going to be playing their true age, and they're probably going to introduce a new group of, unknown actors that will take the trilogy on from there. But, I'm thinking, just like Arnold Schwarzenegger is going to come back, and now he's actually going to play an aging Terminator, okay? He's going to play an aging Terminator. I am the AARP model, okay? But
that is great. Sorry.
So I'm thinking, how would they show Han, Leia, and everybody else, Luke? It's supposed to be something like 25 years after
35 years.
35 years? Okay. So here for your listening pleasure is my interpretation of the first of the new trilogies, okay? A long, long time ago in a galactic nursing home far, far away, we find our intrepid heroes discussing past glory and looking ahead to their future. We start off with Luke. Han, have you seen my lightsaber? I know I put it here somewhere. Kid, let me tell you what. I've been all over this nursing home. I've seen a lot of strange stuff, but I ain't never seen no all-powerful lightsaber. Han, that's because you got locked in the soiled linen closet for 3 fucking days. Oh. Is that why it was so dark and quiet? And I thought they smelled bad on the outside. Oh, Han, you're just pissed I got the French kiss my brother. Absolutely, Your Worship. It took me 3 episodes to get in your pants, and he was sucking face first episode in 45 minutes. No, Chewie, you can't watch. Go find a hairball to hump. Pardon me, sir. My battery is down to 15%. Would you mind plugging me in? Look, I can't P30. I'm charging my iPad right now. Go plug into R2, okay? Master Luke, he's only USB 1, and I need USB 2. Damn it, another upgrade. You might want to check his communication circuit, too. I beg your pardon, R2. My ass is not as big as an ack-ack. Luke, use the Force to find your lightsaber. Ben, these days I can't use the Force to take a good shit. Father, is that you? Yes, my son. Could you please change my oxygen tank? But Father, I thought you were dead. As long as Lucas is alive, I will live on in sequels and prequels till the end of time. All right, come on, kids. Let's go raid the drug cabinet for some Viagra. I got first dibs on your sister. If you can wake her up, go for it. She's high on smack again. Master Luke, what about my problem? Stick it in your ass, I can't P30. R2's been doing that for the last 6 episodes, Master Luke, off camera. And now we'll move to California to get married. Now we will go consummate our relationship. Oh, R2, I think there's a droid app for that. So there you have our intrepid heroes. There's a droid app for that.
That's a classic.
Now,
Gio, that's got to be the lead.
Here is some classic words of wisdom from your favorite doctor, okay? So take this all to heart, all right? Marriage is like a deck of cards. In the beginning, all you need is 2 hearts and a diamond. And by the end, you're wishing you had a club and a spade. 4 out of 5 people suffer from diarrhea. Does that mean the 5th one enjoys it? Virginity is like a soap bubble. 1 prick and it's gone. Oh, man. Personally, I don't trust anything that bleeds for 5 days and doesn't die. Wow. But worrying works. I'm here to prove it. 90% of the things I worry about never happen. Must be the way it works. Okay. Little boy asked his father, "Daddy, how much does it cost to get married?" Father replied, "I don't know, son. I'm still paying for it." Now, he who smiles in a crisis has found someone to blame. Live with that, okay? Always borrow money from a pessimist. He won't expect it back. And think about it. A bank is a place that will lend you money as long as you can prove you don't really need it.
Yeah.
Now, whenever I fill out an application for a job or something, and the part where it says emergency notify, I put, "Doctor, what the fuck's my mother going to do?"
Yeah.
Think about it, right? Okay, now, a bus station's where a bus stops, right? A train station's where a train stops. Now, on my desk, I have a workstation. Okay. Behind every successful man is his woman. Behind the fall of a successful man is usually another woman. Okay. Light travels faster than sound. We know this. This is why some people appear bright until you hear them speak. Politicians and diapers have one thing in common. They should both be changed regularly and for the same reason. And if you think nobody cares you're alive, try missing a couple of fucking payments. Yeah. You know what I did? You know what I did before I got married? Any goddamn thing I wanted to do. Any husband who says my wife and I are completely equal partners is either talking about a law firm or a hand of bridge. Now, my wife dresses to kill, and she cooks the same way. My wife and I were happy for 20 years. Then we met. A good wife always forgives her husband when she's wrong. I was married by a judge. I should have asked for a jury. And finally, my wife said, I bought my wife a new car. And she called and said, "Honey, there's water in the carburetor." I said, "Where's the car?" She said, "In the lake, asshole." All right. While doing a vasectomy, a doctor friend of mine slipped and cut off one of the man's testicles, right? Now, to avoid a huge malpractice suit these days, he decided to replace a missing ball with an onion, all right? Several weeks later, the patient returned for a checkup. He said, "How's your physical relationship with your wife?" the doctor asked. "Pretty good," the man said, "but I've got some strange side effects." "What's that?" the doctor asked anxiously. "Well, every time I piss, my eyes water. Every time my wife gives me head, she gets heartburn. And every time I pass a hamburger stand, I get a hard-on. I don't explain it, guys." All right, let me get where I want to get to. Where is it? Moan. Okay, here we go. From the late night talk circuit that you have not heard from a while, courtesy of all your late night people, is this week's long forgotten edition of the Lightning Round, right? The United States has traded an American POW for 5 Taliban prisoners. Originally, the deal included Joe Biden, but the Taliban said, "No fucking way." I think the second term's getting to President Obama. He is saying that he wishes he could be anonymous. And I say, hey, according to the new approval ratings, you're getting pretty close. The NRA is accusing a Texas gun rights group of going too far after the group posted YouTube videos of their members walking into restaurants with semi-automatic rifles. The NRA saying you're going too far is like Johnny Depp telling you you're wearing too many scars. Yesterday, French President Francois Hollande announced he'll be having 2 consecutive dinners on Thursday night in order to keep President Obama and Vladimir Putin separate. It's an old trick he learned from having a wife and a mistress. Pope Francis is now telling married couples to have children because having only pets could lead to anger or bitterness in old age, as opposed to having kids, which leads to anger and bitterness in old age. Now, last Friday, CNN had its worst 10 p.m. rating of all time, with only 35,000 viewers turning in. I left it on for my dog. When I came back, he was reading a fucking newspaper. President Obama is in Poland. He's not doing anything official. He just wants to go before Putin gets there and invades. Now, Poland shares a border with Ukraine, which shares a border with Russia. It's kind of like living 2 doors down from Alec Baldwin. Eventually, you're going to get attacked, right? Marijuana dispensaries in San Jose, California, here you go, Haley, will give out free weed to people who vote in tomorrow's municipal election, which should backfire when the winner of the election is pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Newly leaked documents show the NSA has been collecting millions of pictures of people online for its sophisticated facial recognition program. Americans said it's a huge violation of their privacy. Then they went back to posting selfies every 30 minutes on YouTube. President Obama said Hillary Clinton would be very effective if she ran for president. And Joe Biden said, "Thank you very..." Wait, what? In a new interview, President Obama revealed that his daughter Malia recently went to her first prom. She wore a corsage on her wrist while her date wore a red laser dot on his forehead. This morning, President Obama announced a new 600-page proposal to lower carbon emissions and help stop global warming. Page 1, stop printing fucking 600-page proposals. President Obama had lunch with Hillary. Hillary told the president, "After phoning my top advisors, I think I'll run for office." And the president said, "I know, I listened in." Fans of The Price is Right got angry at President Obama yesterday because the speech he was giving interrupted the show. So let me fill you in on what happened. 3 people you don't know got called down. They were very happy about it. That's all you missed. A new study found that legalizing marijuana in Colorado has created more than 10,000 jobs. And that's just selling lava lumps at Spencer's Gifts, dude. A high school girl has invited Joe Biden to be her prom date. Isn't that nice? However, her father is refusing to let her go with a guy who can't really describe what he does for a living. Yesterday, President Obama made an unscheduled stop at a Little League game while he was on his way to a fundraiser. Yeah, that's because nothing parents love more than their kids' Little League game getting even longer than it is. U.S. is accusing Chinese military officials of spying. When asked why they did it, the Chinese officials said it's payback for all the times you students cheated off the Asian kid. In New Hampshire, a police commissioner who called President Obama a racial slur has resigned. He has also publicly apologized to New Hampshire's entire black community, a guy named Steve. Pope Francis will bring a rabbi and a Muslim leader with him when he travels to the Holy Land this week. Or, as bartenders put it, man, have we been expecting you. It's primary season, and thanks to global warming will probably soon be our last remaining season. Yesterday, Chris Christie said he thinks it'd be fun to run against Jeb Bush for the Republican presidential nomination, while Jeb Bush says it would be fun just to watch Chris Christie run. Thanks a lot, folks. Good to be back.
Bravo! Star Wars, you gotta love it, right? Star Wars. I tell you, I was just reading that General Motors. Have you heard about this? Like 14 million vehicles. So apparently, General Motors is going to, to make sure that their suit isn't so big. Apparently, that they are claiming that these ignition switch problems were actually a part of a population control experiment. Yeah. Yes, excellent car. And Amazon, can you believe this? Amazon is having various wars with different people, including Hatchet Publication for some books. And now, apparently, you cannot get the Lego movie on Amazon, all right?
What?
Apparently, they didn't know how to put those little pieces together. So Amazon's got. I tell you one thing, I was absolutely amazed. The other day, I was in the elevator, and somebody introduced himself, said, "I'm from Amazon, and I think I know what you need," and opened up the case and said, "Here." I mean, I was unbelievable. It's a first. But have any of you noticed that you can order something from Amazon and it can arrive almost the same day now? Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yes.
Yeah. How is that possible? I mean, that they know what you want, right? I met an Amazon.
It's like you click send. Next thing you hear.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Anyhow, so we got to bring up because we don't have a lot of time because we have had such an incredible group of comedians tonight, so you don't have to listen to my crap for a while. So let's bring up Catboy right now, okay? Catboy. Hey, Catboy. Yeah, right.
This is a I will. I've been bad. I've been bad.
Would you just let him do his show? Come on, guys. That's enough of that. Come on. Use Alien Doc to do a show. Go on. Thank you so much.
Okay. In Texas, a 30-year-old woman was arrested for impersonating a high school student. When asked for comments, Dr. Shannon said she had an alibi. But the entire cast of 90210 is still under suspicion. By the way, what do you think of the dress? This is what I picked for the SL11B opening ceremonies. What do you think? Classy? I understand it's gothic.
It's the first time a black dress doesn't do anything for me.
Okay. Anyway, I've been really busy as of late because there's been so much building going on, and as you can understand, I've been hanging out most of my time over at Builder's Brewery, trying to get stuff done. And when you spend so much time building, you kind of get bored, and you want to have something sort of playing in the background. What I did most recently was I downloaded the entire collection of Godzilla movies made during the Showa period. Does anyone know what the Showa period is? Show me something. It's all the movies made from the 1950s all the way up to around 1984 or something like that, where they call it the Showa era because that's when the emperor was still alive. But the one that very first one I watched was the very first Godzilla movie they ever made, where it was Godzilla versus something. Does anyone out here know who was the first monster that Godzilla ever fought?
Raymond
Does
Burr.
anyone know the answer to that? You might have trouble believing it. Yeah, I thought it was Mothra. That would have been my guess. But the first that I found was 1957. It was Godzilla versus King Kong, of all damn things.
Really?
King Kong. Couldn't believe it.
King Kong.
But
wow.
yeah. I know it's
I
like
thought
that's
it was
not. He's not
Godzilla
even.
versus the North Koreans, but I guess I was.
King Kong's not even Japanese. What's he doing in there? But no, that was the very first monster they found, and it was of course one of those movies where it's so hilarious, so terrible, it's hilarious. That's what makes it fun to watch, right? Like,
oh, I love the old ones.
Oh God,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
my favorite. I don't want to watch the new ones where it's all slick and CGI. It just sucks the fun right out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, but the idea behind this one, Godzilla versus King Kong. This was the very first time they started to pitch Godzilla against other monsters, and I thought that was just a brilliant thing to do, by the way, because it's kind of like, hey, you're selling tickets to it's Godzilla versus Muhammad Ali, Godzilla versus something or other. But
Mike
Yeah.
Tyson.
You definitely ain't pretty.
But
You ain't pretty.
yeah, I love the story in this. You're gonna love this. This is a story. A newspaper editor who makes Peter Parker's boss look sane by comparison. This was like, I don't know, fourth or the second or third Godzilla movie that was ever made, and Tokyo's been leveled several times, and he comes up with this idea saying, well, we need something to fight Godzilla. What can we do? And he decides to go to Monster Island, kidnap King Kong, bring him to Japan to fight Godzilla. Brilliant. Love it. Nothing can go wrong. Brilliant plan, right? So these guys are on Monster Island looking for gigantic monsters specifically to fight Godzilla. You know what they brought with them? 3-06 rifles.
There you go.
You guys were in the previous. These were the same characters that they had. They have the same characters that appear in the movies, like in several sequels. It's like, I'm sorry, you were running away from Godzilla in the last movie where you saw that missiles, tanks, and bombs couldn't handle it, and you're looking for something to kick Godzilla's ass with a 3-06 rifle. I did not know the NRA was in Japanese movies back in those days. Good Lord. But you know what? The whole reason why that works is it's all about suspension of disbelief. If you're in a silly universe where you have giant monsters are possible, of course, you're going to bring a rifle with you. No one's going to really, question it. But this is how they capture King Kong. I love this part. This is my favorite part. This is so funny. They captured King Kong by getting him drunk on giant barrels of fermented grapes. So get a load of this. Look at this movie from the perspective of King Kong. He goes out one night, gets drunk, wakes up in a strange city full of flashing lights. He gets in a fight, takes off with a girl to climb a building, gets knocked out again, and then he wakes up at home with no idea how he got there. This is King Kong's weekend at Vegas.
Yeah, he must be a sailor.
That was the plot for The Hangover, wasn't it? Yeah, it's just, that's it. It's a hangover from King Kong's perspective. Well, anyway, I was doing all of this. There was something that I did not know. I was watching this when I was sitting around in Builder's Brewery, and I was in another program, Blender, while this movie was playing. And the one thing I did not know is that if you're in a different program and you hit the middle mouse button, what happens in Second Life? Does anyone know?
I think.
That's right. Your voice is activated even though you're in another program.
Yep.
And I had no idea. So I was in Mesh for like an hour and a half trying to do this really complicated build, listening to this Godzilla movie. And these Godzilla movies, by the way, they're almost like radio shows, especially if they're ones that are translated to English. As a matter of fact, they're actually better if you don't look at them. Just listen to it. But the whole time through the microphone, that movie's been playing through the microphone, playing out in Builder's Brewery. And when I go back into Second Life to try to upload this Mesh, I'm surrounded by a group of people, and they're all listening in on me, going, "Why'd you stop the movie for? We were liking, we were enjoying that. Put the movie back on. Well, that was fun." I said, "Well, okay, I'll turn it back on. You'll only get to see the movie, how the movie ends, if you give me 50 linen. Come on." But oh gosh, but what else has been going on with me?
Next Godzilla is Godzilla meets Catboy.
Oh God. Oh, let me tell you what something that happened to me today, and I made a little trim for this. Where is it? It's up there. Okay. I just need to bring this thing down. But I had to update my health card today, so I had to deal with bureaucracy today, and of course you know how that's going to be like. That's going to be loads of fun. My health card expired. I got a notice of this in the mail, and I have to go voting this week in a provincial election, which is like one of the most unpleasant, boring experiences you can go through in democracy. And you have to have all your ID with you. You have to have your driver's license and blah, blah, blah. So I had all this.
Like they do in California.
Your rabies shots and all the other stuff.
Yeah, well, you do with your health card. Yes, with your health card. Yes, you do. But I had all this stuff in my wallet. I had my social insurance number and my birth certificate and my driver's license because I was getting ready to vote. And I said, okay, well, let's go down to the health place, sorry, Ontario Works, whatever it's called, and update my health card. I go there, get a load of this. They said, we accept, okay, we got your driver's license, that's great, but we do not accept birth certificates and social insurance numbers as a form of ID in a government facility. I said, what? You're the guys that hand out these things and you don't accept this as ID? I said, nope. They need a passport or a credit card, which I don't have. And then he said, well, if you don't have a passport or credit card, you can get a bank statement. I said, well, why the hell would a bank statement be a valid form of ID? And they say to me, well, that bank statement's good because you cannot commit an act of fraud. Oh, really? You can't commit an act of fraud with a bank statement? All right, because you know why? Because no one in the history of the world could possibly take a bank statement and then make it look like something fake. Like, here's my bank statement right here. Transactions for Kapoi Kunhua, current balance is $187 trillion. I swear to God, I'm gonna print this and hand this in to see if they even notice it, like if they're even paying attention. And by the way, here's the things that I bought this past month. I went to IDP, which is a drugstore. I spent $40 million. Oh, I went to McDonald's. I was a little peckish that day. I spent $87 million. I had to go to Staples. Oh, I needed some printer ink. That was $92 million. You know what printer ink is like. And I was feeling a little peckish again at McDonald's. Is $75 million. And then I got a deposit directly into my bank account of $50 trillion because I'm on welfare right now. So that's my direct deposit. And I was at Starbucks and I got the triple latte for $438,000.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know that's just my life, and so I'm gonna see what happens if I don't get arrested.
I have to tell you, Catboy.
You might get elected. You don't know.
Those were billions. They weren't trillions or quadrillions. You
Oh.
cannot be a member of the Federal Reserve.
Oh no! Oh no!
No performance bonus this year.
Okay. Well, I ran out of room to put the zeros. It's not my fault. And that's all I have for tonight, everybody. 99.
Bravo! What a show, huh? Well, you know, Janet Yellen. I mean, I got to tell you something. You know, she is the same height. I think my grandmother was 4'9". Grandma Rose. Yeah, I think they were both. So I'm hoping if Janet Yellen is anything like my grandma was, that when she's through with this frickin' spending and tapering the rest, she'll give me a few quarters to go out and enjoy myself. You know? God, I certainly hope she knows how to make gefilte fish because we're going to have a lot of problems later on. So anyhow, look, we don't have to worry whether the show ends in 5 minutes or not, or I get off stage, right? We just have some fun, and it's over. You know, what a show, huh? And Doc, it's so good to have you back. I just love that whole Star Wars thing.
Thank you.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
It's nice to have Doc back. Yes.
Yeah. You know, we're all so old that when we go to see the movie, it'll be the first movie theater that has no seats, just places to push your wheelchair.
Yeah, exactly. They sell Geritol smoothies.
Exactly. Yeah, you know, I asked somebody the other day, you know, there's the biggest thing out now. Everywhere you go, everybody's eating kale. So I said to somebody, where did kale come from? Oh, they said, that's that little green thing you used to throw away when you got a meal years ago. You know, the garnish, do you remember that? That was kale, that garnish that was on there. Yeah, it was cheaper than parsley. Now, oh, it's unbelievable. I mean, all these people think that they eat all this stuff, they're going to live forever. They're not going to live forever, okay? And what good is living one extra day by eating stuff that tastes terrible? Now, my son tells me he's a Juice Plus. Have you heard about these pills that people are taking as if they're eating vegetables out of a pill? Right.
Juice in a pill?
Oh, I'm telling you. You know, as Barnum and what was it, Barnum said or something? A sucker is born every minute. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. I can't wait. I can't wait till McDonald's has kale sandwiches. That's going to be it. That's going to be the highlight of it all.
Oh, no.
I think a sign of my growing. I think a
Yeah,
sign of my
Subway's
growing
not-
old is that I was in an elevator and I heard Inagata Vita in music. That's just got to be the end of
Yeah.
it. And I was humming along too. I was like, yeah.
Dude, I
I'm
might
waiting
know
for
this song.
Stairway to Heaven to be playing when I'm going through the frozen food aisle in the market. Okay.
Kale sandwich. That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, God,
Mikhail.
it's Mikhail. Hey, we should go out and we should go out and whatever you do to get that name is ours. What do they call that
That's
stuff?
great.
You know,
Copyright. Get it copyright.
Copyright the Mikhail sandwich. I love it.
Yeah.
And then they'll have to buy it
Yeah.
from us, right?
Yeah, yeah. We could package in a little box called the Mikhail Navy box. Mikhail, yeah, the Mikhail sandwich. You're right. I tell you, it's something else. You know. I mean, look, I can't wait. You know, how many of you know what spirulina is? Spirulina. The people are eating this stuff. I got a package here. My girlfriend brought it to me. I mean, I'll tell you something. That looks like stuff you wouldn't even feed your fish. You know.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I mean, God. I mean, the new foods when you go out and stuff, it's just unbelievable. You know. And all these people for years and years before learned that life was fun and they ate what they wanted to eat and they had a good time. Do you remember that? Yeah. Yeah. So they died 1 year earlier than the rest of us, right? I don't know. My stepmother's alive. She's 90 years old. She never exercised. My father smoked and drank. He lived to 95. They take 900 pills a day. You know, right? And they're still around. You can't kill them. Are you kidding? There's no way to kill them. Us, you know, it's going to be really easy to kill us. All you got to do is somebody sneezes and one virus hits us because we're not, you know, that's going to be it.
For the days when you can ride around in the back of a pickup truck in a lounge chair, drinking a beer, and
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
life was good.
The whole thing is wrong now. It's completely wrong. I mean, you know, you think about it. Open somebody's refrigerator, and you can tell if they're going to be your friend or not. If there's kale in there, they can't be your friend. Yeah. I tell them I got organic stuff in my refrigerator. It's growing in the far back. Seriously, that's unbelievable.
I've still, you know, that's funny. I'm cleaning out my refrigerator because, you know, I'm getting ready to move out here, and there is stuff that literally the last hand to touch it was my wife's hand when she put it in there a year ago. Okay,
Oh.
and
my
I picked it up last night. I'm like, what the fuck did she give me a block of ice to eat for? I don't understand this. It looks like you're finding a fossil, you know? There's a big block of ice, and you can see something inside the ice, and you don't know what it is, and you're afraid if you thaw it out, it'll wake up and eat you or some shit like that. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, you got stuff. You mean down in the freezer? Yeah, the freezer is a unique part of the refrigerator, isn't it? Because you don't know when you put it in. People are supposed to label things. How many people put down the date of when they put something in the refrigerator?
Oh,
I put the year.
That. I don't even put the year. I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to open my refrigerator, reach into the freaking freezer, and pull something out that says 1971. I'm not really interested in that.
I just put
It's kind of like your own time capsule, though. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Now that's what we
that's
could do.
what
You see,
That's what
empty their
macaroni and cheese looked
refrigerators.
like 40 years ago. Yeah.
Exactly. This is what we should do. You're absolutely right, Doc. What we should do is get rid of all that stuff in a freezer.
Would be cake.
Instead, like we go get a sandwich or something, leave a bite or two, wrap it up, and freeze it. You know, and so when somebody opens your freezer, there's all sorts of little pieces and parts and puzzles and stuff.
Well, I was cleaning it out, and I took out an old block of something, and I looked at it, and the longer it sat there, it turned into. It looked like Jesus riding a motorcycle.
yeah.
I got pictures of it. It's kind of scary, you know.
I really want to
National
find
Park.
that person who paid whatever it was, $20,000 for a sandwich, a grilled cheese sandwich that looks like Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
I
Looked
saw
like
that,
Jesus,
yeah.
yeah.
I wonder what it looks like now. Yeah, man, come on. Well, who would have expected? Jesus is actually was black. That's the show, guys.
That's it. That's 9 o'clock. Oh my God.
Show is over. Ta-da! Hey, tell everybody this was a great show. Hey, nerd, how are you? That's great. Take a look around. Sean is here. Hughes is here. We got a lot of good people that are here. We didn't say hello to everybody. Hello, Catriona. Oh, Catriona. Yeah. And let's see, Jezebel is here. We have a great group. Adius, Erica, yeah. Bob Loblaw is here. Reggie's here. We have so many regulars, it's unbelievable. Yeah, we don't need any X-Lax at this show. White Queen is here. Oh, my God.
Yeah, this show always did give me the runs.
Oh, God, thank you so much. Yes. Hello, Kim. Anyhow, we have a lot of fun with this show, don't we, Haley? Don't you think so?
Yes.
Yeah, we enjoy this. Look, we have a choice here. We could either be part of the problem or we can just hang out here. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, welcome back, Haley. See that? There you go. Magic said, welcome back, Haley. We all missed you like crazy. You know, you're not around. Doc Fran? How you doing, Doc? Doc, it's so nice, you know. Now that the bat's turned into a goat, we might have him over for dinner. Yeah, she's probably talking to him now. Yeah, she talks to him all the time. Let me know when he becomes a steak. I'll be very interested in meeting him.
He'll become very popular.
We have nobody singing tonight, Juicy Fruitsy. Yeah, all the singers and